Hello, I'm Sarah Hatcher, and let's go over Urdhva Dhanurasana, the classic backbend, the bow pose. Let's start today by laying on your back and bring your feet in towards your tailbone. Peel the hips up off the ground and keep the toes face forward, the knees right on top of the ankle bones, and fix your legs. Feel your feet weighted into the earth like you're standing in mud. Ground them. Interlace the hands would be the first position we could try. The second position is to change your hands with the palms face down. Glue your arms to the floor and press down through the palm of the hands, through the feet, and lift the spine, the shoulder blades moving away from the ears. Come down and try the third position with the hands to your lower back. As you brace your lower back, the knees draw towards each other, the inner thighs drop, and the thigh bones squeeze towards each other. Hold on to your lower back. Let your tailbone sink, but keep the back passage on. The bandhas, Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha, everything from the pelvis lifts up and in. This will protect your back. Then bring the hands to the ears, come to the top of your head, exhale, squeeze the elbows together. Inhale, press up into the backbend. Set your head back down. Perhaps walk your hands back in, lift back up. And the chest moves over the top of the hands and the hips go up, trying to bring the femur bones vertical into the sky and weighting your legs. As you come down, bring the top of the head down, move your hands away. Then tuck your chin, bring your head to your hands, and then roll down from the crown of the head all the way down the spine to the tailbone. And now in this next section of videos, we're going to look at how to come up from the ground to standing. And we're going to start the backbend in the same way, with the hands down up at the floor, and I'm rolling my shoulders away from my ears and getting into my legs. Here we want to establish a strong leg position. I've changed my hands to the second position, interlace them, and again I go back to the lower back, the third position. All the time I'm anchoring my feet. I'm feeling like I have my ski boots on. I'm feeling weighted. Also, my feet are faced directly forward. I'm going to rise up to the top of the head and exhale. At this moment, you can see me pull my shoulders back and the elbows squeeze in. I lift the chest and then I inhale, come up. And the classic Urdhva Dhanurasana, we should see this bow shape of the two directions in the back, the lower legs staying vertical, and the knees on top of the ankles and the chest moving over the hands. Each time you come down, there's an exhale down and then an inhale up. Now, in order to get to standing, we're going to practice using the breath to go the opposing way. Exhale, inhale. Notice these little rocks I'm taking. And as a big inhale, I come up and my hands go right to my sides. Let's look at it again. The same thing, but with the arms coming up over our heads, which would be a more advanced practice for people who are using the legs so strongly that the arms can go right over their head. Now, I'm also a big fan of keeping your heels down. If you need to lift your heels, that's fine, but try to keep them weighted. By lifting the heels, you might get more expression through your hips, might get some height. However, you want to keep the legs as strong and steady as possible. Now, the breath is going to be the guide here to get us up to standing. As we lower the head down, I'm making the backbend tighter. And this is to create a little bit more excitement and energy as I come up. I'm going to exhale, move away, inhale, come up. Arms are going to go right up over my head and my legs stay fixed and straight. Now I'm going to demonstrate how to drop back with the arms up over the head. There's a radiant reach upward with an inhalation to go down to the floor softly with the arms coming up overhead. And then right away, there's an exhale back down. Notice there's no extra breaths. Exhale, we go down. As we land, it's a soft breath, and then an inhale with electricity up through the arms and then back down. And as I settle, I connect with my bum. As I look down, I connect with Muladhara, an exhalation. Why would I want to look down? To connect with the feet, the pelvic floor, the earth. That has to be on during back bending. I pick that up with an inhale, exhale, touch softly. Inhale, reach through the arms, back up. Now what's the starting position? The arms. They start, the head follows, they go down, and they come back up with a radiant lift up to the sky, the head follows, and a flush with an exhale, arms down. The second method here, my hands are in prayer position and I drop back, keeping my hands together as long as possible. So the hands aren't leading like the previous one, but my head is leaning and the hands follow the head gesture. And the hands come back to the heart to rise up. You see in this last one, my head led, and then my arms touch the floor lightly to come right back to the heart to rise up, head last. Let's go back to the arms over the head. Look how different this is. The arms go up, and the arms lead, the head follows, and then again, there's this magical hang. Notice my hips do not push forward. They stay sthira, very steady. When they bend, the hips go down. They never push forward. So the goal of your drop back, you can land on a higher surface other than the floor, is that the hips don't push forward, but that there's a generous squat, as I call it the sumo wrestler squat. So I'm just simply bending my knees to lower my hands to the floor, and I'm making a fish hook with my chest, lengthening my spine, being luminous as I come up, the arms reach overhead, and then I come down. Here's one more example of the arms overhead. Here I am reaching through my arms and the legs stay fixed, straight and strong. I'm squeezing them together. I'm keeping my heels down as long as possible. And as I lower down, I let my shoulders come over the hands. I call this going away and coming back. So there is this length in the back bend. That means that I don't go short. I'm actually arriving far away to bring my arms right back over my head and then to settle. Again, the chest lifts, but it follows the hands. As you bend your knees to lower, we slowly soften the landing. And even if it's difficult to come up, we keep lifting the body with the breath. Exhale the hands down. Now the next section of Urdhva Dhanurasana family is learning how to do the Viparita Cakrasana, the Tic-Tocs. The prerequisite of this is learning how to do a handstand. Once you've learned how to do a handstand safely, you can now learn to crouch with an exhalation. Inhale, jump up to a vertical line, and with control, reach the feet up over the head and land softly to come up with the hands lower to Samasthiti. Walk back to the back of your mat and do it 3 times. Exhale, set yourself in downward dog. Exhale, crouch. Catch Mula Bandha, catch Uddiyana Hollow. Inhale, lift, the hips lead, the feet follow, and then the feet lead as the head lifts, land, and come up. Samasthiti. Now we have begun to investigate the full Viparita Chakrasana, arriving in full Samasthiti overhead, slowly landing, and then inhale, coming back up. Now this is a rhythmic practice where we crouch and spring, inhale, rise up, exhale, land, crouch and spring back up, and land. So there are 4 breaths that need to be taken. Exhale down, inhale back up, exhale down. Inhale back up, exhale down. Inhale back up, exhale down. To terminate at a downward dog. Let's have a look at the Viparita Chakrasana once again. You don't always have to crouch and spring to get to the vertical line. You can also press up, and from there the feet lead as you go over the top, crouch and spring back up and over. And when we go into the Viparita Chakrasana, we're trying to lift the head on the way over. When we go into the tic, watch my head. I don't lift it very much. Vertical line, tiny bit, but now the crouch and spring back over the head really reaches to get back over to the top. Let's see it from another angle, but this time, let's look at how we do it differently to get into Vrschkrasana. We get vertical through the limbs, and it might take some time, pressing up, jumping up. We try not to step up. We really want to get a lift or a jump. Then the head and the feet go together, out. They're all lifting. The toes are going out, the head is lifting up. And the head only will go so far when the feet come down to meet the head. They'll stop. The head will lift just like the scorpion to touch. Heels to nose, and we exhale to land, and inhale, Tic-Toc over if you're brave, or come up to standing. One last look at our Vrschkrasana. You can press up, jump up, anything you'd like to get to your vertical line. With control, reach the feet and the head out at the same time. And what will really guide us is feeling the shoulders brace back. The head will come out and up in between the arms, and we feel stable as the head comes up to meet the feet. Quiet mind, drishti off the nose. Exhale, land, and inhale, come up to standing. Now the last part of backbending is the half backs. So crossing your arms at your chest, you're going to take 3 exhalations as you drop back and inhale, come up. You can do these with straight legs or a slight bent leg. And then the last one, the arms can come up over your head, or you can start with your hands at your chest. And as you exhale, you reach back and you can grab your heels in the air, or you can go to the ground and walk in to your deepest back bend that suits you best for 5 long breaths. And as you back bend, you're focusing on your calm breath, breathing in through the chest. And then as you come up, you exhale, bring your arms over your head or at your sides.